Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosie and Corina, psych investigator.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello, guys. So, Corina and I talk, and it's always great, Corina, to talk to you. We always like
Yes,
learn a lot from each other. We had interesting conversations. And we
don't
were
we?
both, yeah, it was like I was enjoying, telling her of the like standing in this next place, feeling like this vibration of what's next, but still, we're still in this place. And
Hmm.
so at the same time, like this it's the ongoing idea is that there is a such thing as truth and what is meant to be, but that what we're living is this massive gaslighting situation with this man that basically
Hmm.
took over, but that's not, even though we experience it, it's not meant to last, and it's not a truthful experience. I don't know how else to put it. So that led
Right.
us to the conversation of like, just as we, because I was also telling her about this experience I had with healing, sending energy to someone, and I was told to focus on the a highest body, like almost like the soul level, and then
Hmm.
he'll send the healing to that part, through that part, and affirm that part. And then I saw the pictures of the person, what they're going through, the ailments they're going through, but that's just temporary. What is sent to the eternal, affirm the eternal. And then it somehow led us to this conversation about soul contracts, wondering
Right.
what, because those people that are here, part of this joke situation. I don't know how to put it. It's awful, evil joke situation. What are they? I mean,
Hmm.
they're so evil, but what are their? They have a soul contract. They have a
Hmm.
soul, I think, right? So
Yes. Yes.
what is their soul contract? Do they have a soul? Does their soul think? Because it's so cluttered with all of this, right?
Right.
Let's do the protection. Let me, since
Okay.
I was talking about all these, just reaching out to get my little rosary. It's nice to reach out. Just stretch my arm. Okay, so I like to ask for protection. Breathe for you. Light coming top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs breathe out. I put a circle, step into it, step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information from only from the highest forces. That it create the good. So it's okay. So spirit, I ask for extra protection for me and I, because we're dealing with some very dark people here.
Hmm.
So we're going to start with, and by the way, guys, we have a list of the people, not that many, but we're going to start with the trash team, and then we'll go to our the good team. Okay. So,
Hmm.
so let's ask. So the question is for them is, do they have, I think, honestly, do they have a soul? Is the bottom line. And then what is their soul contract? Let's start with Elon. For some reason, we decided we're going to start with Elon. So what
Okay.
is Elon? Does Elon have a soul? And what is his soul contract? What is he here? What is his soul here for? Okay, so let's okay, go ahead, Quinn, if you have go ahead.
I'm I'm really even going to try to figure out how to say all this because wow, that was really interesting. I definitely first got math, very big picture. Um, Before it honed in on him. So I don't know if you want me to talk about the big picture first or
No,
just
just
focus
have to
on him.
share
Okay.
everything, whatever you want to share, Quinn. I'm really
So he, obviously it showed me this production, and I had volunteered for 4 years when my son was in high school, I was a volunteer in the theater. I made the costumes for the productions. And so, anyway, after 4 years of it, I became pretty much running the shows. So it showed me that. It showed me a production that I would put on, that I would help put on. And I had to, I was one of the ones that had to coordinate everything. You know, when you walk on stage, what role you take, how you're going to act out that role. So I was very much a part of that team. So it showed me all that. You know, we are in one big production, and there are main characters, there are players, there are underlings, there are understudies. Who steps in if the main character goes out? It showed me all of that. So we are basically in one big production, and everybody has a role. So, yes, everybody does have a role to play. So from there, it took me to Elon. And wow, I'm not even sure if he's human. No, seriously. It he was like, I saw this, like when he was born, I saw this like intertwined, he was like a tangled mess. Like the umbilical cord was just tangled mess, but it was wrapped around not only just him, but it extended out to his father, not so much the mother. The cord wrapped around his father's feet, his father's body, his father's neck. So obviously, then it kind of showed me that Elon is here as well to live out some karmic, generational karma, which we all kind of are doing at this point in our lives. So his role is he's one of the main players in the production. But his role is very, I saw him with that lizard tongue. So he is one of those guys. And I don't know how else to describe that other than to say it comes across to me as a bottom feeder. You know, he's one of the lowest energies on this planet, one of the lowest vibrations. And that's to me how it always shows me stuff is vibration, because, you know, the difference in vibration, he is one of the lowest players. So his role is to disrupt, to create fear, to create disruption. He wants everybody to feel the opposite of what he has. Like, I don't know why, but that's his role. So he does have a role to play. And it's sadly, they show it to me, it's just as important as other people's roles, because without his role, we wouldn't learn what we needed to learn. So everybody has importance to their role, whether it's good or bad. And I'll stop there and let you go. And if anything else comes up, I'll say more.
Yeah, so okay, so thank you, Corina. So as far as Elon, so as far as the question, so yes, he has a soul. Say, and he showed me this every when people die, like the
Yeah.
snow goes. That's how you know it's like. So it showed me this that he had this big task when he came to the world, that he would be to suck up all the weak energy, the weak attention, anything that could be anything that was not of faith, of it's kind of like it's almost like the addictiveness of people, the illusions people have, the vices, all of it. Like he would suck it all up like a magnet. People would be attracted to him who were
Mm-hmm.
weak in a way or another, have these weaknesses. And then I see that like there was at first a childlike wonder about the sci-fi fantasy, but it became all about again creating this illusion that would suck people in. And then and I see that as this force that sucks up everything, that they try to like get anything, but it only connects with people that have a weakness of belief, essentially, or like they haven't learned the bigger lessons. So they fall for him. And he's like, so but saying this is like in a way, and it shows me it's hard to explain. Like this became a
Yeah.
giant wave but then the wave at some point is gonna flop, and all the people that believed him will wake up with this massive hangover, including
Hmm.
him. And it's saying his lesson is to have power, to understand what it's like to have power based on the basis things, on the most like low level power that comes from the wrong place, or that comes from the low level exploitation, all these things, and then
Right.
driving everybody, driving this from out of everybody. And when it collapses, he collapses, and these people collapse as well. So
Hmm.
he, in some ways, became it's like an illusion that will lead to power, and the power will collapse when the illusion collapses, and that
Right.
he is meant to be alive to see the crest of the wave, and then the wave crashing down on him, taking down everybody that still was believing that. And it's saying people knew that it was an illusion, the people that invested with him knew that part of it was visionary, but that when they saw it had the power to kind of like connect with the masses and
Right.
sell illusions to them, they bought into it. Because I mean, there's also bad people because so it's saying it's a lesson on values.
Hmm.
All the people that taught that this is the same, the bigger lesson it's essentially Greek tragedy over and over again. When
Yeah.
humans think they're bigger than God or they're like gods, they collapse. And that is what is going to happen to him very soon. It's already sort of happening. It's the meta Greek tragedy,
Right.
right? The whole thing collapsing. He
Yeah.
collapses, and people have to face the truth. And so that's what he's here for, is that it's like he was offered the, do you want to have the greatest? And I see a lot of people said no thanks over
Yeah.
on the other side. Oh, no, no, thanks. But he said, okay, I'll try it. And so he's in the first phase, and then there's going to be the come down phase. And it
Right.
actually tells me that he is not going to die right away. He may have quite a, I think he's gonna feel the comeuppance in his
Oh,
lifetime. Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
So will all these people. So it's saying that in a way he's a cleanser, in the sense that he will show that the people that had the weakness to believe all of it, and they all collapse together. So,
Right.
and it's saying, tells me this, going back to what you're saying, Corina, that those people that are in it together, and then we'll go to Trump next, like their job is to um put an end to this era.
Right.
But it's saying he's a combination of the values of this era of
Right.
illusion, of power at all costs, of
Right. Money.
fraud, and all
Yeah.
that. So interesting. That's right. So
Hmm.
that's that. So
Hmm.
I have a question, Corinna. A second question related to this.
Okay.
I think that we know the souls that are very developed, right? Like
Right.
Dr. King and such. Because so by the time Elon Musk dies, will he have learned, like, how advanced will his soul be? Is he at a very low level? What does it make sense what I'm saying? Because he grasped a lot, but is it what kind of what level of soul will he be at when he dies? Like how God will judge him? No, wow, it shows me that the whole thing of the Bible, that like it's not what you have, it's what you do with what you have. So it's saying a
Right.
homeless person, or even who may have like killed a dog or something, is higher, much higher than he is. Because
Hmm.
first of all, he had got anything he could ever want. He did Not only did he do nothing with it, he in fact used it for evil. So
Evil.
he's a
Exactly.
very, very low level.
Right.
There's a
Very.
person who's like has nothing. It's saying it's not how the world judges, it's not what you have as
Mhm.
things, is what you do with what you have. So a person who has nothing but shares the food with somebody, that's very high
Right.
level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something like that's, so that's how
Yeah.
they judge. So it's not like humans, like, oh, he has a bank account.
Yeah. Exactly. Spirit
It's not,
judge
yeah.
you. No, spirit
Wow.
judges you on what you've
So
accomplished and how
um,
good you are in humanity. And,
right.
you know, I always hear this question when I think about their demise.
Mm,
I hear spirit. In other words, I see God up there going with his notebook. So you had this much money we gave you to do with. What did you do with this?
mm,
You know, it's the values that we put down here on this planet. those need to be changed.
Mhm.
And, you know, to have that much at your disposal and to want to take away from people that have less than you,
Mhm.
you're
Okay.
going to be judged very
That's
harshly.
right. That's right. So,
You are going to be judged very harshly. And he is on one of the lowest levels.
mhm.
So I have, you know, the way I see it, he has many lifetimes to go through this
Mhm.
strife before
Mhm.
he may come
Mhm.
out of it on the other side and get it.
Mhm. Okay. Very
I don't think
interesting.
it'll happen this in this lifetime.
Great. 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 Okay. Very interesting. Wow. That would then itself would have been a whole episode. But okay, so we have do we talk about Trump, right? I want to talk about MTG and Stephen Miller. We should talk about Trump, right? Because he is the
Yeah,
core.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a sole contract just like everybody else, you know.
All right. So okay,
Just
so let's do it. Let's do him. So what about Trump? Does he have a soul and what is his soul contract? Let's see. Say barely.
you know,
There's a soul, but barely.
I think it's on
Barely.
fire.
Yeah, barely. It's just like he just qualifies as alive,
Yeah,
living creature.
yeah.
Like, okay, so
It,
okay,
it's
so
burning. It's
yeah.
burning. There's I
So what
smell sulfur.
was
Oh,
wow,
too
wow,
bad we smell sulfur.
wow, wow. You know, it's so okay. I really do get this going on, even though I was okay. Do you need time? Let's
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Just I'm gonna share this and then we'll go back to more. Immediately I see like a representation of hell that he's
Yeah.
like he's a demon spawn, really. That he's here to show the darkness of behavior
Yeah.
of everything. Like he's attracted to all kinds. It's like you don't even know the amount of criminality he's involved in. It's just so dark. And it's saying that in a way, it's like interesting that it's saying that Trump is sort of like he's 100% devil, like essence.
Hmm.
But that Elon next to him, Elon had his moments where he was actually he had a good intent. It wasn't always 100% like he was kind of a bad person, but next he's more like a clown, like
Right.
he plays the role of the educated type who is
Right.
that. But Trump, it's like the lowest, the basest values,
Yeah.
everything, because
He
he
actually
is like it's saying, wow, it really shows me that he is this living embodiment of all that is dark, and it's saying including success and material goods
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
wealth at all costs and abusing employees, not paying people,
Hmm.
bullying people, being a con man, being a rapist, all those things.
Yeah.
Because he's the highest achievement that Lucifer, I think, right, has but
Right.
this is sort of like that
That's why
he the embodiment. It's
going.
like that humanity has a darkness, and that through people like him, we understand. Does it make sense? Sort of like
Yeah.
he he makes it more even like we have
He makes
always
it
known. He always known these things existed, but now that he's here, we
right.
see like what it actually is, right?
Yeah.
Like the physicality of it all. So that's just this. He embodies all that there was saying. So when people quote him, when people talk about him, nothing in him is everything is lies, deception, fakery.
Yeah.
Like nothing genuine about him. It's saying he just goes through the motions when it comes to, for example, we have a family life, maybe a little bit, but like everything is transactional, everything is low, criminality, foolishness, like everything, fooling people.
Yeah.
So what is he? So it's seen, but again, I see the similar path where he brings all these things into reality and then it all collapses. But
Yeah.
when the whole thing collapses, he will change humanity. I know it sounds crazy because he's such a bad person, but
No,
there's a role in it. The
there
maybe
is.
is to suck it out of the world too. That in some ways, when he goes, like when all of the difficult this thing collapses, and he's saying he will not live much longer after the collapse, but
Mm-mm.
he will witness the collapse of his empire, whatever that is, like his BS.
Yeah.
And that
Mhm.
when it goes, it will also like take away
Yeah.
with him the darkness. So am I understanding correctly, the spirit? If that is true, then are you saying that, for example, even though I don't care about them, I'm just curious about the whole MAGA people, like the ones that believe it. Are you saying that they will then like be some of the evil will be removed from them or lessen? Yes, saying yes, because they'll be exposed.
Right.
Something is brought to the light.
Right.
So it's saying the air will feel lighter.
Yeah.
So wow.
Yeah. That's it. That's amazing. And, you know, it showed me him encompassing every depth of depravity quality on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
He represents every worst behavior, every bit of racism, every bit of misogyny, every bit of patriarch, everything that can be twisted and evil, he represents it.
Mm.
That's his role. Because, but here's what I also got, what was interesting. He came along to show us what is in existence that's behind the scenes.
Mm.
Trump is living it in front of us all. He doesn't care. He does not care. You know, how many times have people tried to humiliate him in a way that that kind of stuff doesn't bother him? He doesn't care how he lives. What bothers him is his appearance. He doesn't care how he treats people or anything. So we need to see that. But he's actually living it in public, where think about the players involved that have been in private. You know, I'm just going to use a guy like Mitch McConnell. Not that he's a Trump, but I'm going to use a guy like Mitch McConnell. That guy has done nothing but BS his whole career, has tried to undermine the systems. And he's
Mm.
kind of always done it privately behind the scenes until you finally got a glimpse of Mitch McConnell, what the hell he was doing.
Mm.
Guys do it behind the scenes. Trump was brought to us so we could see it with our own eyes, what's in existence.
Mm-hmm.
We have to see it to get rid of it. If we didn't see it, we wouldn't even know it's there. A lot of us do, but a lot of us don't. So he is the embodiment of what we need to see and
Mm.
what we need to correct, what we need to fix. Yeah, not a good, but
Yeah.
he is, you know, he is playing his role. We are seeing it, aren't we?
So, so I guess I don't know. I was gonna ask, like, so just to make sure that he's gonna, because is he going to be alive? Just to confirm, when the whole thing collapses, will he still? Because is the the whole veil being lifted. Just to confirm, right? I see him. Yes, he says he's going to be
Yeah,
alive.
I
Yes,
I get it. Yeah, he's meant to see his demise.
yes. Okay.
He is meant to see his demise.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, okay. So that was that. Wow,
Yeah,
that was that. Okay. Do we
creepy, creepy.
do? So I do. Quinn, are you okay? Do you have energy? Is everything okay?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm
Okay.
okay.
Just all right. So, guys, the next person, so I made this short list with Corina earlier. The next person that I want to talk about is MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's, it's kind of like a random choice almost, but for some reason I feel like she is so,
Yeah.
it's just something about her. So, the question? Does Marjorie Taylor Greene have a soul? And what is her soul contract? Marjorie. You know what?
Not much to.
It's interesting what I got about her. It said this, that her her path is to figure out, like, is to sell herself completely to the patriarchy, like the hardcore, like you know,
Yeah.
like the worst types to see. And she's like, the question that she has, if I were a man, what it would be like to be like a man. But she's in the way weirdly like jealous of men. and that she feels like if she could just say what they say and act like they do, then she will get the power. But it
Right.
shows me that at the end, she's exposed. She may even have to go to jail, but none of them is going to come and save her. They will laugh at her in the end. So,
Yeah.
it tells me that her soul asks the question, what will it be like to pursue the weak path in life, to collaborate with the corrupt people and betray my own gender, my own David, people who deliberately seek to harm others, what it would be like for the sake of power. And she figures it out. Yeah, she gets places, she gets attention, she gets money, but in the end, they betray her. And it's like it doesn't work. So
Hmm. Yeah.
so uh so yeah, that's what I got. Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah. She's that yappy dog role player.
that's right. That's right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here to disrupt everything too.
So hmm, wow. And now, okay. Do you get anything from her about her, Corina?
It's the same thing. First of all, I always get that image of the yappy dog. I can't get past that. But she is, I heard the words worker bee
Mm,
in the role of chaos,
mm,
because in her mind, and it reaffirms with what you're saying about the gender role. In her mind, power is being kind of like a bully and using your mouth and your and it's the qualities of a man that she's trying to portray. So I totally agree with that. I get that energy from her,
mm,
but it isn't working the way she thought it was going to
mm,
play out for her soul. And I kind of get that feeling right now. She's starting to feel it.
mm,
She's knowing it's not right.
mm. Okay.
She can start to feel them turning on her.
Mm,
Maybe that's the energy that she's feeling, because
mm,
she can start to feel the men that she thought were going to have her back
mm.
pulling away from her.
Interesting.
And that may have already happened, but
Mm,
she's not successful that way. No, not at all. Not at all.
yeah,
She's betraying her.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's go to the next. So now it's time to do Kamala Harris. So does yes, of course she has those, like, does Kamala Harris have a soul? Yes, she does. And then the next question is, uh,
Mm.
what is her soul contract? Okay, so let's see. Kamala Harris, what is her soul contract?
Her soul's beautiful. Wow. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, go ahead, Quinn, go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Wow. To me, she was, talk about a force.
Mm,
Obviously, she does have the most beautiful soul, and she is definitely a main player,
mm,
and she has this massive purpose.
mm,
She came to me as a sorcerer.
mm,
So for me, her role on this planet, what it shows to me is she is to cut through. She has a massive sword. She's
mm,
to cut through the lies, the lies, the gaslighting. She's cutting through to absolute truth. That's her role. And I don't think she's even gotten to live that part of her role yet. Like, I kind of see this in two halves. And I feel like she hasn't even stepped into that part of her role yet. But they did show me her as a beautiful, she is the lotus. She is the lotus that is to bring change. She's the one that is assigned to that role. And she gladly took that on. And I'm not kidding you, that woman has so much grace. That's what they showed me, her grace. She has the patience to wait this out. She has the grace to wait it out. But she is the one that is supposed to lead us to new beginnings. That's what I got from her. She's the one. And it is, to me, a little bit now like the timing thing, but she's the one that's supposed to lead us to the new beginnings. Oh, okay. That's nice.
Hold on a second, hold on. Okay, Corina, go ahead. Just we had an interruption, so
that's okay. No worries. So I think I was just actually finishing up anyway, just saying how, to me, Kamala comes across as the one to bring us into new beginnings.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Her role.
Yeah. So
and justice. So let me just say that. And justice in the future. That comes across very big too for her.
Okay. So when you're done, let me know, Corina.
Go ahead. Yes.
So yeah, so it's interesting. So I saw from this perspective that she was meant to experience, to come into this world as a woman of color, as both an Indian American woman and a Black woman, to experience life through their eyes, as also to experience what her mother experienced: immigration, being highly educated, and even saying that the challenges that her mother even had. And I get goosebumps actually as I say this, as you know,
right.
a challenge, the professional challenge she had. And to see, it's like she observed the world be shut down, like the world shutting doors at her mother, at her, how people treated her on a day-to-day basis. They look down at her and all that because of what she looks like, her color of her skin, basically, and her gender. And so she witnessed, and she developed, of course, empathy because she experienced all of it herself too, and she saw it happening. And then it showed me that she had to be, and so the part that was really fascinating, it showed me that she had to be an outsider from power, like from traditionally, right? It's
right.
Say that Black women are not empowered for the most, like, right? Just right, women in general, immigrant women in general. So it's saying, why is she important? Like, she had to be an outsider, because if she had been an insider, she would be buddy with people. It's true. Because you know how we say, one of the mysteries of life sometimes is like, why are all these men unable to do something? Because they seem to be to walk on eggshells around other men. They never want to like hold other men accountable, it seems like. Even some of the Democrats, like, it's okay, it's like both sides or whatever. Like, they want to be nice. They don't never want to rock the boat. But because
the bro code.
That's right. She's an outsider. She knows she will never be liked in that way, because they don't, by definition, the world does not want, like the world meaning the world of power does not want to be like her, right? And then number one. Number two, she has to create a world that reflects the reality of the outsider, because that's what she has lived. Because it's saying the people that tend to, it's like something that doesn't occur to us. Like I said, it didn't occur to you too much, but the people that tend to pursue politics are the ones who want power. They're not there for representation. They want power. And what she wants is to create a world that meets the needs of those who are the outsiders of power, not because we tend to be, I think we're the majority now of the population in a way or another, but outside of power. And that's why it's important that we have this president who is an outsider. I even said this, and I don't remember what law school she went to, but I don't think she went to an Ivy law school. Because I remember Peter Thiel saying, like, there was this really disgusting video. I don't know if you've seen it, Greta. Peter Thiel saying something like, look at them. I mean, they're not elites. I mean, Kamala, she went to Howard. What is Howard University? Come on, it's not an elite university. He said it like that straight up. And in a way, I feel like, yes, that's the whole point, is that she was
Exactly.
not associated with the Ivy League in any way. She is not wanting to be friends, or to, her friends are not necessarily the wealthy. Like nowadays, I think she's really close with it. Steve Jobs' wife, by the way. But other than that, what I'm saying? Like she didn't grow up
Yeah.
in that way. So
No,
she
she didn't.
so that was never, so she had to fight. And her whole life, people have made assumptions to this day. They make assumptions about her. So she does not care about being liked. She's not under any illusion that she's going to be one of them. Unlike MTG that we saw, right? Oh, what is it like to be an
Yeah.
elf? So she will create a world that is representative of the needs of those other people. So that was really,
People.
that makes so much sense. And so
Yes.
she would take these experiences and see them into this new reality, and saying she represents the new current America. Those
Yeah.
people that are in power right now, God knows, took power in very shady ways. They don't represent the population. They do not. They only represent themselves.
Right. They think.
So that's the change. That's the difference. And she will. So it's saying that she had to have the tough experiences that she had growing up, because then she created it's not a crust, but a shield in a way. It gave her so much. It also gave her like the ability. Does it make sense to kind of like
It does.
fight for others?
Yeah.
And then
That's why.
I see her sitting. I see that she, and I feel like she had the, I know it sounds crazy what I'm gonna say, but so deep down she had this knowledge that she was gonna be big. She was gonna yes, but I don't know if she's told people this before, but I feel like she had this sense of destiny about her life.
Yes.
So
Yes, she did. She feels
so
that sorcerer image, like that energy. She does. She has that in her. She has to have had, to
yeah.
be the one to do this, because you do have to have a thick skin. Look at all the things they say about you and try to do to you as you're
Mhm,
going up to the top.
mhm,
And they don't really try to protect you.
mhm,
So you have to protect yourself as a woman like
yes,
that. So she's had to.
yes,
She's
yes.
taken those hard knocks, but that's okay. She's also the type that just lets them talk because she knows
Mhm,
the truth,
mhm,
and she knows how to handle it in the
mhm.
end.
Yes, yes. Wow. Very good. So now it feels
Yeah,
very solid. Very good. Okay.
yeah, that feels
So
solid to me.
okay. So now, Corina, let's go to Joe Biden. I know Corina, she's been saying, oh, well, she's a little like nervous about it because she cares so much. Right, Corina? Like it's hard for
Yes,
you to.
this one's
Okay.
for,
So, but let's see. Let's
yeah.
go. So
So
obviously, we don't even have that
I,
question. We know he has a
yeah,
soul. So
I'm
what
gonna
is
I'm gonna put a precursor out. If I start to cry, I start to
okay?
cry.
Okay. So what is Joe Biden's soul contract? Okay, go. Do you wanna go first, Corina? Go first, because you're probably more.
This one's really hard for me. Joe's soul is so strong. And I know his recent diagnosis. I actually had a hit on that when Rosie was on her trip. I kind of saw that coming. When Joe always just comes to me and tells me to keep my chin up, kid. It's all going to be okay. This is part of his contract. He's had a major role. He knows what his role is. I'm sorry.
It's okay, guys. Take your time. Take a good time.
I'm sorry. This one just gets me because I just feel so close to his spirit because he has such a beautiful spirit. It is so high up in the realms of energy and light. And he's guided on this mission. There, he came down knowing he had a really hard life to live. And he was willing to take that role. He knew he was going to lose his wife and his family. But he knew he was doing it also for the good of humanity and this world. He is one of the players that is a fated man on this planet. I feel like everything for him has been fated. And no matter what, I always get that he'll go down in history as one of the most amazing presidents. Men, we just don't know it yet. We just don't know it yet. But he's okay with that. It's not important to him that we all know. What's important to him is that the outcome is the outcome. That's what's important to him. The details of it, of him being helping in a way, he doesn't care about any of that. His soul is so pure and light. All he cares about is humanity. And he did his part. We just don't know it yet. Okay, I'm gonna just let you go for it. Let me gather
No,
here.
Corina, go if you do you have more to say. There's no rush. It's up to you. It's up to you. I think you should say everything you want to say.
Yeah. He's very grateful for his time. But he's also ready to move on. He is. He's ready to be with his family. Hang on, kids. Keep your chin up. Don't cry for me. Which makes me want to cry harder.
Oh,
Yeah.
Corina, okay, I know this is selfish of me to ask, but you know how I want him to see at least a downfall of trash. And Kamala, is it going to be around? I mean, it's God's choice. We can't. But do you see that, if he's going to be able to stay that long or however long it takes?
Interestingly enough, I just saw him with his thumb up. But I also hear him say it doesn't matter. He's like, Rosie, don't hang on to that. But I do see him being able to see it.
Yeah,
But he's also very weak and frail.
yeah, I see him, I have to say I see like him in like in a hospital bed,
Yeah.
like watching something like that on TV. Like he's not like speaking out, he's not like, but he's
No.
alive. I do see him alive as
I,
these things happen, but not participating, like not participating.
I think
So
Obama steps in and takes his role. I don't know. I always see Barack Obama taking a big role in this. With helping Kamala and Pete Buttigieg. I see him actually up there helping her.
yeah.
But I think he's watching from the sides.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me know, kind of. I know because
No.
so what
No, you're helping me. You're
yeah.
helping by talking me through it.
I can, I can share because maybe
Yes, keep sharing
so
because
no,
it just helps me
yeah,
through it.
I saw that he is a person who went through, of course, a lot of pain and in his whole life he lost his family. He's
Mhm.
been through a lot, and that in a way prepared him because it's so interesting also the parallels will come like different ways, right? People
Yeah.
that suffered a lot, like they were prepared in that way, but at the same time, he is a very it shows me he's a diplomatic person, and then it shows me that now there's a those like a wood cutting machines that have a blade like a round blade, but it's something that it's not a blade because it's not cutting, but it's in that shape, like it's a round thing that has this, but it's like this like round thing. He's pulled, so what I see is this, that as through the pain and also diplomacy, he he brings everybody to work together on common goals, one. And two, he keeps pushing. Even though people accuse him of being old, I mean, he's old. It's technically it's true, he's old, but old fashioned or something. He in fact is able to push America forward
Yes.
because he integrated himself at some point within the political class, let's just say. So he was a long-term politician. So he's able to push the wheels of the political system forward, even though it seems like not, or like we're living in a time when oh, if you look at only what the press says, you think the guy is like a crazy man because all they talk about, oh, his mental state, or like they just trash him constantly.
Right.
But it's like
Yes.
what you said, that like in time they will come out what he's done, because the press is only capable of attacking him. And I see like there, it's interesting, the tongues, like snakes with poison in their tongues. That's the
Yeah.
press, what they do to him. They all have poison in it. Wow, and it does show me that poison has in some ways affected him. They have been able to poison him somehow, but his spirit is
Yes.
very high. But then it's okay. Okay, so he pushes this wheel forward, and it's with enormous effort, but the unique talents that political talents that he has. And then he shows that he pushes it forward. And then at the last stage, he gives it all to Kamala, which is she represents the outsider. She's really new. It's saying
Right.
America will never have had a president like her. And
Right.
then I see that when he gets the end of it, then like he can't keep holding it on anymore. He gives it to her, and there's all these doves. Like when he
Yeah.
passes, I see. And
Yeah.
then, but then, yes, he will give it. He will be giving it. I see. So it will come to her. Because when I have to say, I think my insistence on the Biden thing, honestly, is like when I think of a funeral, Trump being in charge of deciding what his funeral will be like. To
Oh
me,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot.
I
So,
can't either. Mm-mm.
so I don't, but I don't think so. I'm actually gonna ask. So I know I don't see him being at the funeral. No,
No.
yeah, no, I don't see him being at the funeral of Biden.
And it's like, I want to say, I don't think Spirit would do that.
No.
I
So
really don't.
that's okay. So they're like, okay, it's okay, Rose. And I see her both Biden and Kamala being like, Rose, it's okay. It's gonna happen like that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that I like I cannot. The disrespect is the thing that I
Exactly.
can't handle. I can't handle. So it's saying it's gonna be, so then I see that he drives his wheel forward until the wheel, this like slow, very painful, slow political change, and then
Yeah.
passes on to Kamala. And I see Kamala grabs the dove and frees the dove. So that's how
Yeah.
it is. So and then he goes, when
Yeah.
say, oh how, and he goes and he holds on even to watch the thing on television. I think he'll be under a lot of drugs, he's watching
Yeah.
the thing on television, and he knows in his heart that it's done, that no one can take her away from the power again, because she
Yeah.
won, right? They can. And then he has his last breath. So
And he
so
knows he leaves this planet knowing he
yeah.
did everything he could, even though we may not see it quite yet.
So
He
yeah,
can
but
leave. He leaves in peace.
that's why.
Whew.
And,
That's a ride
um,
for me.
and I was talking, I don't know, I don't think it was you. I don't know. I was talking to somebody recently, very recently, in the last few days, I think, about the fact that we're here to live. What was it in one of the videos? I
Yeah.
don't know, was like to see
Well, we
the
talked
good
about that.
things. Is that right? To see the good things. We're not just gonna see the bad things. We're here to have
Yeah.
wonderful experiences. This is just a beginning. And like,
Right.
yes, it is very hard. It's awful to see trash and all that, but it's not gonna be, definitely not gonna be for very long.
No,
So
we're cleaning right now. We're going through the cleaning phases. If you really think of it like that, we're
yeah,
cleaning so we can start new,
wow.
start fresh.
Yeah.
And that's to me what Kamala represents.
Mhm. Yes, definitely. So wow. So that was good. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was cool. I knew that part was going to be a little challenging, but I still wanted to do it because I could feel he wanted us to.
Yes, yes. Wow, so that's great, Quinn. That's great.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's it for today, right, Quinn? For the
Yeah.
video. So this was
I think.
intense, guys. Thank you for watching, and
Thank you.
we'll be, we're back soon. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back in the next couple of days. Okay.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Thank you
So,
for
all right,
watching.
guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Prayer and energy time. Let's use this time to send energy to people healing and going through complex health challenges. Their bodies need the energy we send them. Bo, recuperating from intestinal surgery at the Mount Sinai Hospital, battling cancer and winning. I spoke to her today and I felt her mother telling me she will survive and thrive. Cecilia, her sister, visits her daily. Cecilia is herself also battling cancer, and she's also winning. Bella is also undergoing cancer treatment. Let's envision her pain free and 100% cancer free. Treatment. Let's send Bo, Cecilia, and Bella energy. Bo, Cecilia, and Bella are fully healed, full of energy, cancer free, and proud to tell this story of great health and recovery. Okay, so just going to be silent for a bit as I send them energy right now. And I hope you do the same. And also, you can think of others that your loved ones, someone that you feel may be in need of energy, and focus on them. Okay? Okay, so let's start. I'll be silent here for a little bit. Thank you again. Let's create this circle of energy around them. And so it is.